team worked really hard this offseason, so I was excited to finally get out here and play real football.
Jack, what's the difference coming into this year after a year like last year, as far as like energy-wise, excitement-wise, that kind of thing?
I think the standards are much higher. So, last year we're going in and really we're just trying to make a bowl game and improve ourselves a little bit. This year, standards are higher. There's expectations for us, and we expect to improve on what we did last year. So, just coming in here, working a little bit harder and going harder, to improve on 6 wins, which is average to us.
Jackson, how do you think you're a better player now than the player that stepped on the field against Marshall?
I spent a lot of time, watching my film from last year and seeing things that I can improve on, really attacking those weaknesses. I really want to improve in the pass game. I can make a lot of tackles, but you got to be able to play all 3 downs and cover tight ends, that type of thing. So I worked on my footwork, that type of stuff in the off season, and I added 5 pounds to get a little more physical and things like that.
What are the biggest questions you might have about the development of this team over the next month? What are the big keys in your mind for this team becoming ready and good?
I think just not getting complacent. Sometimes success is good, but it can also be your downfall. You kind of get too into it. You start winning games, you think you're invincible. But just staying down, always staying humble. And when we get a win, going right back to the drawing board, what we can improve on, and not stressing too much on our successes.
What are the keys for you guys as a defense to improve on last year's performance?
We finished off the year pretty good, but I would say playing all 4 quarters. You saw us in Utah State. We started the game really well, then we kind of let up. They got some plays. We lost that game. Ball State, same thing. So really just mental toughness and playing all 4 quarters and finishing the game.
You talked so much throughout the season last year, every week, how's the energy changing as there was more and more success? How about to come out here and start the season? I know you said, not get complacent, but just from an energy standpoint, it seems fun right now.
Yeah, it definitely is fun, and there's a lot more confidence, I think, going into this season because we know we can win games now. So now we're coming out and we're just trying to do what we know we can do, and we're a lot more confident, so we can come out here and play a little more free.
I know you talk about being focused, but that schedule is significantly different from last year. 3 Power 5 teams and involving in that. Just how does that adjust even more and add on to more of what you're talking about?
It does a little bit, but I think we treat everyone the same, and especially going into NC State Week 1, we know what they did to us last year, and so that's something that we want to show that we can improve on what happened last year and come out game 1 and give the fans something to look forward for. So I think we treat everything the same, and we just focus on ourselves, stack days every day, and the wins will come.
So I know short-term memory is important, but you do think back on, you referenced the heavy games, the long games where you get a chance at revenge. So how does that circle in here in training camp?
Yeah, for sure. Last year we had games that we had played 2 years ago, and we tried to get our revenge in some of those games, like Fresno, that type of thing. And so the same thing this year. Obviously, we got it written down, the score of the NC State game, and that's something that we want to come out and flip the script. So it definitely is some type of motivation for sure.
How much is a year in the system under Coach Moore and the coaching staff help you guys going forward here?
It helps tremendously. This summer, even when the coaches were on vacation, it helps so much because we know the system really well now, so we can coach ourselves. We can come get in meetings by ourselves, do 7-on-7 by ourselves, that type of thing, where we know the system, so we can coach ourselves. We can watch the film and we can improve without even needing the coaches.
Jackson, last year, day 1, Jim had been on board for several months, but not on the field. Do you remember much about this day last year? Was there a great deal of unknown about what was to take place? I'm sure it's different this time.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously it was his first go around here, and it's our first time with him, so everybody's just coming out, trying to, just run around and try to figure it out, I guess. Go as things happen. Obviously we lost our DC early, and so it's tough. But this year, we know what to expect. We know his standards. We know the standards he set in the spring and throughout the summer, so it's easy to come out here and just play.
Jackson, how is his message different from year 1 and year 2?
I think this year, it's like I said, he's just stressing the mental toughness. Last year he was, getting to a bowl game was good for us. Now this year, it's completely different. 6-6 is not even average, it's below average for us. Our standards are way higher this year, and he's kind of stressed that our standards need to improve. If we want to improve it, we want to get to the level we say we want to get to, because 6-6 and Myrtle Beach Bowl isn't really what we want for this program.
You guys added a bunch of experienced transfers onto the defensive side, particularly defensive back. What do you think they'll bring to the team this year?
Yeah, I think they all bring different things. Especially in the linebacker room, there's a lot of guys with experience, which is really helpful, especially for younger guys. But it also brings us depth. You know, last year sometimes we struggled with depth at multiple positions. And this year maybe we can rotate guys in, stay a little more fresh, and it also brings out healthy competition during camp, which is really good for the team.
Jackson, as an individual, do you expect different looks for yourself going into this year? Obviously, a team sport, but you expect them to throw different things at you to try to take you out of your game?
I mean, I'm not sure. I think our front seven is really talented, so they're definitely going to have to do some things, especially with what we're going to do this year. They're going to have to do some things to combat that, and I think we're going to do a really good job. Our defensive line is going to be incredible this year, so, you know, stopping the run is going to be our strong suit, so they're definitely going to have to throw some things at us for sure.
Obviously, it's going to be hard to replace Ian Swenson and Marquez and all those guys. Have you worked with a lot of the new incoming linebackers? I know you guys got a bunch of guys over the summer. Were you working with them?
Yeah, you know, Eric came in the spring, and then Amir and Mo and KG, they all came in the summer, and so, you know, we just try to get in the summer, you know, during Indy and that type of thing, and just work, get in the playbook, so we got a good understanding, and you know, they bring great depth and experience to our linebacker room, and I think they'll step in and do a good job.
What do you think about the by committee approach for defensive coordinator? Did it take some getting used to? Obviously, Jim liked it enough to do it again this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year was tough, obviously, because they didn't get a full offseason to really work together, which this year they did. So I think it's going to be a lot smoother and a lot better for us. And I mean, if Coach Moore likes it, I like it. So I think it works well.
Jackson, a veteran guy, a Connecticut guy, how much would it mean to you to see the rent packed for game one?
I mean, it would be huge. That's kind of my goal, and I have high expectations for it. You know, night one, we're playing a team that we lost to last year, a really good, talented team at night. We're going to be one of like 3 games on TV, so I have good expectations for the rest to be back, and it'll be great, you know, in the last year, come out and support these guys because they've all worked really, really hard, and I think they deserve it.
Do you notice a different buzz about the team going into the year, just from friends, family, you know, people on campus, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think a lot of people, you know, support us and saw what we did last year. I think we can improve on it, and they're excited to see what we're going to do with Coach Moore and the rest of the team.
Thanks, Jackson.
Thanks, Jackson.
Appreciate the time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Get Chris Haynes in here.